Hey guys, it's Big Soprano. I've talked about my experience with working jobs before. I think I've talked about this particular job maybe once or twice in the past, but I never made a full video on it. So I wanted to talk about this job that I had in early 2023, after my life went to shit. So I moved in with my aunt number one, in early 2023, and later, I moved out, big deal, and went homeless and stayed in a trap house, and uh, eventually got moved in with aunt number two. But today I'm going to be talking about my experience with aunt number one, because to live there I had to have a job. And honestly, I think that's pretty unfair because I'm on disability, like I'm paying rent. I don't really need a job, but I just had to work a job when I was living with that particular aunt. And the thing about that is my uncle has a great paying job. Like he works full time and he gets paid quite an amount, and apparently it's like a good job, and they gave him like a truck and stuff like that. So he asked if I wanted to work for him. And I thought it was a good idea, like I applied and did all that and got through my uncle into getting a job. So I don't think I knew this before I started working at the job, but I had to wake up at like 4 a.m. every single day and drive like an hour and a half. And luckily my uncle was driving me, but it still was a long ass ride all the way to another city, and it really sucked. I was like always half asleep in the truck, and it took forever to get there. And I'd watch it turn from nighttime to daytime in a single car ride. And that fucking sucked, honestly. Having to wake up at like 4 a.m. every single day of the week, except for the weekends, really sucked. I did not like that. So obviously we're not onto a great start here. But let me tell you what I actually did at the job. So we get there, and we get there pretty early, actually. Maybe like 30-20 minutes early. So I have to wait a long time in the crew room. But anyways, what they made me do for the job was step on a fucking pedal for 8 hours straight. I'm not joking. And this place I'm working for, it's like a scaffold company. So what I was doing was pressing on a pedal for 8 hours a day that punches holes into like one side of like some sort of metal, some long metal thing. I don't know what to call it, but it's probably for scaffolding. And I'd have someone, like a partner or something like that, that would be moving the stuff. And like, I press the pedal on one side, they move it to the other side, I press the pedal again, and then they move it to the middle of the little metal thing, and I press the pedal again. And this was in a loud ass warehouse that I had to be in like for 8 hours a day. Thankfully I had hearing protection, but still I couldn't hear anyone. And I would occasionally like fuck up the metal, like I would accidentally press the pedal too early or something like that, and then we'd have to restart on a new metal thingy. I can't seem to find like anything about this long metal thing that I'm talking about like online. But it was like a horizontal metal piece. It was flat. And I worked as the punch press operator. And all I would do is step on a pedal all day, while someone else does the work of moving the flat metal thing from press it on the right side, the left side, and the center. So there was basically like literally no hard work I had to do at all. And at first that sounds like a good thing, but trust me, this job grated on me heavily, like so fast, so quick. It started to grate on me, stepping on a pedal the whole day for 8 hours straight, while someone else basically does all the work. And I absolutely hated it. It's probably the worst job I've ever had. It's probably worse than my job. I worked at a Chinese food place where I didn't even cook. I just made like the cardboard things that you put the food in. I don't know how to explain it. Some paper mache type shit, like some origami shit that I had to do. It wasn't actually like origami, but it was really just like unfolding like a piece of cardboard, and then I stacked them on top of each other, and I have like a million of them, maybe like 10 or 11. That job at the Chinese food place sucked, but this job was easily worse. And both jobs sucked because there was like a lack of doing literally anything. And I was already burned out of working jobs. Like I was heavily burnt out. But no, I was forced to get a job just to live with my aunt. And that sucked, honestly. I was already on disability. So, and I pay rent, so why does it matter? So one day I just stopped waking up to go to work with my uncle, and eventually they had to let me go. There was a few nice people there, but I can't tell if they're just trying to be nice or they're actually like chill people, but they didn't really seem like my type of people anyways. Like they were much older than me, and you know, I just didn't think we could probably be friends. And I didn't even need friends at that point in time, so why would my coworkers like stop me from like wanting to quit? But yeah, now that I'm talking about it, that job doesn't sound so bad. Like I'm sure like a lot of you want a job that isn't so like hardworking. Like, you know, I'm probably lucky that I got to work a job on stepping a pedal all day. But trust me, that was the most boring job I've ever worked in my life. And I never want to work a boring job again. Like, McDonald's was at least a little bit fun. You know, I knew what to do. I knew what, like, you know, I cook on the grilla, and I, you know, cook the chicken nuggets or some shit like that. But yeah, me working there was basically just dead weight. I literally stepped on the pedal all fucking day. How important was I to the company's, like, the company's success, right? I feel like I wasn't important at all because it was such a simple job. But what do you guys think? Was I overreacting just because of the boredom? I would really like to know. And that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a great day.